good, yo? We back with another reaction video on RTTV Extra. And guys, if it's your first time here, I promise you it definitely won't be your last. So make sure you kill, murder, and smash that subscribe button. And guys, we are back with a brand new video. And the title of this video is The US versus Europe, Guide to Cultural Differences. Let's get right into it.
Hey there, we are guides from Prague, Czech Republic, and this is one of our favorite pubs. But somebody just recently left a nasty review complaining about the fact that the waiter simply asked them, "You want a beer?" The waiter brought the beer, and then once the person was finished, they brought another beer. And this guy was complaining about it. What is he talking about? That's the best thing. Once you're finished with your beer, they bring another one. So for me, from the perspective of a Czech European, that's a good sign. For an American, that may be kind of weird or rude.
Yeah, that's kind of, I didn't ask for 2 drinks, so I get that.
Between our country, our city, and United States of America.
Let's see what the differences are.
I'd be surprised what the beer looks like. Well, we have a video dedicated only to that. And second, when I walked in, I didn't look at a beer menu or something that may be quite common in United States, where you have different beers on tap.
You guys don't got menus?
Pubs and restaurants in Czech Republic will have one brewery on tap in the pub. So that's why you can walk in and just say, "I'll have one." So I kind of like that. You walk into a pub and you don't have a million choices, you just say one. In US, not only you have a choice of beers that are on tap, quite often there's 5, 10, 20, but also they will ask you, "Do you want draft or bottle?" What kind of question is that?
We got options out here.
The pub is to get beer on tap, to get draft beer. If you want bottled beer, you go to a supermarket.
So Europe has no options.
It's a cultural difference that quite often we don't understand. Now a beer here costs 55 crowns, let's call that $2.50 to round it up. If you go to a stadium, to a sports event here in Prague, it's going to cost around $3.
Damn.
Nothing like that in US. If you go to a pub, it may cost $5, $6
Dollars for a drink.
Stadium,
It's gonna cost like $20.
Even $20.
Yeah.
Hamza hates it. Whenever he goes to a sports event, he's always shocked with the price of the beer. I myself, when I travel to US, I usually don't go to sports events, but I like amusement parks. Just recently, I visited Universal Studios. It was the most expensive beer I ever had in my life.
Wow.
$15. I could not believe it. Now, I understand.
Nah, we tax out here.
Going to an amusement park, you don't go there for beer, you go there for the rides, but still, $15?
Nah, for $15 for a beer is wild. When they get it for $3.
Also, fun fact, I did not take a picture of the beer, but I did take a picture of the receipt. Now, the price of the beer, as I said at the amusement park, was $15. But I was asked to pay more than $16.
For tax.
Why? It said 15. Well, tax was not included. What is this about? We go to a place, and I'm not only talking
Wow,
about
this is hilarious.
shop, and the price tag is the final price you pay. It's
So in Europe, the final price tag is the final price tag.
They include the tax. Why don't you do that in US?
I don't know why we don't do that in the US. We need to.
I mean, imagine me. I'm 11 years old. I have my first dollar ever, and I walk into a dollar store, looking forward to buy something
For a dollar.
I pick up the item, go to the register, $1.50. What? It's
Only difference is we're taught that early.
Not dollar store plus tax. Now let's switch from drinks to food. In any place, you can get some food, right? Mostly you pick something from the menu and no further questions will be asked.
Yeah.
Well, in US, quite often they will ask you how you want it customized. Do you want bacon?
How you want it
do
cooked?
Cheese? Do you want this cheese? Do you want this or that and that? It gets quite confusing for us. And you can imagine me being 11 years old in US, in New Jersey, first walking to a restaurant, ordering a burger. Very much looking forward to it. And they asked me, "How do you want your burger done?" I said, "I don't know, very well done." Thinking that they would make it completely. Yeah, you can imagine what happened. They brought this.
They burnt your burger.
That was unedible. And all my friends had a laugh about it. Now, to be fair, if you go to a restaurant in Prague nowadays, and you will have a burger, they will ask you how you want it done. But once again, the fact that you can customize anything at a restaurant in the US is very uncommon for us here. So if you come to a pub or a restaurant in
what I got from this video so far is we got options in the US, Europe has no options.
There's a menu with things that you pick from. I really hope we didn't lose our subscribers from the United States. We love you guys. So too.
Nah, we here, man. You got the American guy here.
Amazing in US U.S. that we don't have here is water. Free water at a restaurant, at a bar, anywhere. You sit down at a table, and in U.S., you get a glass of water.
For free.
It never happens in the Czech Republic.
There's no free
Not only that,
water in Europe?
for tap water, quite often they will say, no, we don't serve tap water.
Oh, they don't.
And you will get a tiny little bottle of water that you will pay for $2, $3, $4. It's ridiculous. I know a restaurant where I go to, and I will always say, can I get tap water? They're like, no, we can't do that. We can only sell you a bottle. And I quite often say, I'll pay you the same price that I'll pay for the bottle for tap water. No, we can't do that.
Why can't they sell tap water in
Why
Europe?
did we cut to here, where we are here to thanks to our partner, which is Surfshark VPN. We're actually on the border with Germany, also many culture differences between them and us. But if you don't want any differences while traveling, but mainly while surfing the web, you can use Surfshark VPN because those differences will be gone. Let's say that you're traveling between the US and Czech Republic and you like to watch some films that are only available in US and you come to Czech Republic and those films may be gone. Well, you can open Surfshark VPN on your mobile device, on your iPad, on your computer, and you can pretend that the device is not in Czech Republic but still in US, and therefore you can continue watching whatever content there is that may be restricted only to one country. The example between Czech and US is only one, but you can put your device virtually anywhere around the world. Me and Honza use Surfshark VPN. If you want to try it out, you can do so. Use our code, which is HonestGuide, and you'll get 83% off and 3 months completely for free. The link is below the video in the description. And now let's cut from the border with Germany to the pub where I'm describing the differences between US and Czech Republic. Now let's talk about service in restaurants and pubs, because that may be a bit of a shock for you when you come to Prague. Yes, quite often it is rude and not polite at all. That's also a huge difference for us when we go to US, and a waitress will come to our table and she will introduce herself and she will smile and she will...
So we have more hospitality in the US too?
I mean, it's changing.
That's wild.
Service is getting better, but if you go to like a local place, a dive bar, which I would consider this place to be, quite often they'd be grumpy, and it takes a long time for them to get to know you, and after maybe a 20th visit, they will share a little smile with you. Not like the US. First time visitor, oh, I love coming you to our restaurant. My name is Wendy. Can I take your order? Hi, Wendy. Speaking of Wendy, when I was first called darling or honey in a restaurant in US, I was like,
You probably thought she was trying to get at him.
she just called me darling. I like that.
Europeans probably come to waitresses here and think they're trying to bag them.
Let's make it stay that way, okay? We're tough guys. Even though the two of us consider the service at places in the United States very good and very nice and very polite, there is one thing that we consider to be very rude.
What do we do that's rude? I need to know.
Finishing your meal, or maybe you're halfway through, and suddenly a bill lands on your table. What is that? Are you kicking me out? That would never.
Nah, that's not true. The US, we don't do that.
Restaurant.
I eat mad times, they never give me the bill before I ask for it.
As long as possible. You're done with your meal, they'll offer you a dessert. You're done with your dessert, they will offer you coffee. You're done with your coffee, maybe you want to start over and have another appetizer. In other words, they want to keep you in as long as possible. You have to ask for the bill. In US, very often, you're halfway through, here's your bill. Well,
That's not true. He's capping.
something-
I've never been at a restaurant that gave me the bill ahead of time like that. In the US, that's not true.
Let's dive into tipping.
Alright, tipping. Let's see the tipping culture.
Big issues, because that's a big cultural difference. In US, quite often we get asked, do you want to tip 15, 18, 20, 25%? Which for us is like, whoa, that's a lot. A quarter of the bill just tips, because it's a tip-based country, or tip-based...
It's a tip. We got tip-based business in the US.
Czech, that used to be very, very different. I mean, my dad would only round up the bill to the next higher number. If the bill was 99, he would round it up to 100. I believe most.
So y'all don't tip in the Europe? Nah, I need to go to Europe.
It's changing even here, and tipping goes from 10% higher if you're satisfied with the service. If the service is really bad, some people will simply not tip. If that would happen in the US, that you would not leave a single cent.
Yeah, that's wild. If you leave zeros for a tip,
You're like, what happened? What did we do wrong? Like, why did you not tip? So tipping is very, very different, and I'm curious what you will say about that in the comments. Whatever country you're from, I want to read what's the average tipping in your country.
The average tip in my in US is
cultural
20%.
difference is not only
I mean,
huge, but it's
no, my
actually
tripping like 10%.
and that is packaging and garbage in general. I'm not talking about if you go to a place where it's a takeout or you go to a fast food. Yes, they put it in a paper bag, either if you're in US or here. But I'm talking about if you go to a restaurant and they create so much garbage, so much waste, even though you're at a restaurant. Quick example. Mostly if you get a drink at a bar in the US, they put a napkin under it. So it soaks the moist that's running under it. Well, that's for one use only. Afterwards, they will throw away the napkin. How about they use coasters? Because you can reuse the coaster. And that's just one very simple example. Another one is if you order a ketchup at this place, they will bring it either a bottle, some places in the US do that too, or they put it in a ceramic cup that they clean afterwards. Not that they grab 20 ketchups and throw them next to your burger. Or even in McDonald's in Czech Republic, you pay for every single tiny packaging.
Oh my God, you have to pay for every ketchup
if you want
in Europe?
In US, yeah, can I get some ketchup? Here you go, here's a million ketchups.
For free?
No, don't do that.
Nah, he's bugging.
Doing all Michael Bay packaging, like, hey, yeah, that's a plastic bag, let's put it in a paper bag, and let's put more packaging and pack it up.
I like the packaging because at least I get to throw it out. Easier to clean.
Meanwhile in Europe, yeah, let's get rid of plastic straws. They really destroy the universe.
Alright, they're more
under this video.
recycle friendly.
I love you guys from US, and I love going to US. Just so you know, we both do. Please don't cancel my essay.
Nah, I need to go to Europe though. Never been.
And let's talk about coffee and coffee culture differences between USA and Europe. Triggered already? Well, you'll get triggered more. Yes, in Europe, we do not consider this to be a cup of coffee. That's a gallon of coffee. If it's more than a gallon, it's not coffee. This is a cup of coffee. By the way, shocker, they have a cup of coffee in this cup. It's served in a ceramic cup. It's this size. You have a plate under it. It makes that little noise when you put it down. You sometimes even get a spoon with it so you can mix your little espresso. And this is how you drink it. Not a gallon. Doesn't fit in your car so you can drive and sip on your little coffee soup throughout the day. Big difference. Big shocker for
That's
you.
crazy.
You go to places in US and they simply don't serve
The difference between coffees is shocking to me.
I know that.
So because I have mad more of it's not coffee.
Depending on which state you live in, if you live in a city and so on, but still mostly people think this is coffee and you cannot get this. It's sad for us Europeans. Can I get a cup of coffee? You want venti grande, grande XL, grande XXXXL, like the Italians drink it. Now this next cultural difference may sound weird, but I believe it should be addressed. And that is restrooms and toilet sizes.
This is gonna be funny.
I'm not talking about the actual seat size, but I'm talking about you have a big pub and there's one toilet. There's like one restroom for the entire pub where there's like hundreds of people. And the stalls where you can like sit to do number two are very like see-through. Like there's no privacy. Like there's no door at the bottom. Like if somebody peeks, they can see you. Yeah, it's kind of strange. And girls talk about that a lot. Both our girls talk about it, how like it's kind of weird that people can really see you. So that's a big difference. If there's a big pub here, it has many restrooms, many toilets, and it can, do the business people need and accommodate many people at the same time.
Okay.
And of course,
I get that.
Are not the only cultural differences.
I never thought of that.
Our continents. There's many more. We can talk about different units. We can talk about different forms of transportation, how we move around cities and countries, how big are our cars and your cars, and many more topics. So let us know in the comments if you want us to cover more topics. And while you're there, please don't be mad at us. This was not made to insult you, only to give you perspectives on our culture habits and your cultural habits that we experience when we go over to your lovely continent that we love to visit, but sometimes we're just like, that's weird. We're the Honest Dudes from Prague. That dude's name is Honza. My name is Janek. We go by The Honest Guide, our channel full of content. So if you're planning to come to Prague, Europe, check out our videos. We do scams, we show you beers, we show you restaurants, coffee places, and cultural differences. I'll see you next week, Sunday. Czech word at the end, I'm going to teach you. We always teach Czech words. Is how to say cultural differences. Kulturní rozdíly.
Kontormurozdíly.
Differences. Or if you want to say one.
Kontorzdrozdíly.
Rozdíl, difference, kulturní, cultural.
Kontormurozdíly. So I just learned a new Czech Republic. But shout out to this video, US versus Europe, guide to cultural differences. A lot was in this video. One of the main things I seen was we have a lot of options. It's a big difference. When we go to restaurants, we could customize a majority of the meals we eat. In Europe, they usually don't do that. When you go to pubs, we have a variety of beers we could choose from. In Europe, you guys have one. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of rock with the US version of it because I like having options. I don't like being forced to one thing, but I get it. I'll still go to Europe and like try the one thing anyways. But that was one. I did not realize that we have more hospitality in our restaurants. I didn't know that waiters out there and waitresses out there are not friendly and they just give you your food and they just keep running you beer back to back to back. I thought it was more communication. I didn't realize out here that our waiters and waitresses are very friendly. To a point where if you're from Europe, you might think they're flirting with you at a restaurant. If they call you honey, darling, sweetie, and all those words. So that was dope knowing. Another dope thing of learning was the coffee aspect. I love showing that in Europe, a cup of coffee is literally the size amount. Meaning, if it's more than a pint or more than a little cup of coffee, you guys don't consider it coffee, which to me doesn't make sense. Where out here we have, you could get extra large cup of coffee, you could get a medium sized cup of coffee. It's still coffee, no matter the amount. Where you guys, if it's more than the amount, that is not considered coffee. To me, that was very, very, very different, and I love showcasing that. And then the prices of beer, I think that was another phenomenal difference that was dope finding out. Beer for you guys is the most $2.50 and $3 at sporting events. With us, it will be $5 to $6 at like a beer spot. But if you go to any event, concert, sporting, anything, they're jacking the price up. Like it's gonna be $20, $15. So I get why he was so shocked. He had to take a picture of the price of beer. And that makes me realize Europeans probably hate going to sporting events in the US. Because when you go to, I didn't realize if I go to a soccer game in Manchester United, I'll be able to get a beer for $3, which is dope. And the prices of food and stuff is still the same price, which I like. But the difference is, again, we have a variety. So this was dope. Like I said, I got so much more videos to cover from all different